Today's episode of the Vegan Life podcast is brought to you by Vivo Life. Vivo Life are a health and supplements brand who have a brilliant collection of products. From the everyday essentials like B12, D3 and omega-3, which, let's face it, they're must-haves if you're following a plant-based diet. Greens and multi-nutrient powders, everyday vegan protein powders, mushroom lattes, and much, much more. Vivo Life make my favorite health supplements, and I love that they're an environmentally conscious company. Not only are they certified carbon neutral, but they also plant a tree for each order, and their health supplements taste and make me feel amazing. And there's not many things I can say that about. If you're looking to fill the gaps in your vegan diet, look no further than Vivo Life's natural, healthy, sustainable supplements. Anyway, welcome. Stuff for you to know is it's just fun. Don't worry about it. It's just mucking about. And I have a very bad attitude to tempeh.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Finally.
Yes.
Good.
We can finally talk about the tempeh-shaped elephant in the room. Right.
I'm also allergic, so can't eat it. So I'm not on the tempeh bandwagon.
This is the dream episode right here.
I'm so glad this isn't live because I just ripped my trousers while dancing on the chair.
So brilliant. Well, I thought I'd give you a little backstage glimpse on this podcast there, simply because it's a lively one. Strap yourself in. I don't know what happened. We just went a little giddy. Welcome to the Vegan Life podcast. I don't know if I'll do a more structured introduction, but basically we're talking about breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day until the next one comes along, isn't it? And I have with me three bona fide chefs who are very much into their breakfasts. Personally, I'm happy with a cup of tea and a cry on the lav. But let's meet them and find out what they get up to. Josie Clements is a returning guest of the show, and we're delighted to have her back. She was the first vegan contestant to appear on Hell's Kitchen USA and is currently on a UK cooking tour, stepping into a variety of vegan kitchens. And she ruins trousers. I'll edit that. Don't worry about it. Amy is a plant-based recipe developer, food and content creator, food stylist, and she's the photographer behind Nourishing Amy. Amy has 2 ebooks full of exclusive plant-based recipes to nourish you daily, and her work's been featured on the front covers of Vegan Life magazine and Plant-Based magazine. And Daniel Farrow's trousers are in good shape. And Daniel Farrow is an amazing plant-based chef, restaurant owner and entrepreneur. He's the founder and chef at The Gatherers, a plant-based and sustainable pub in Norfolk. And going on the pre-record preamble, has as bad an attitude to tempeh as me. Fundamentally, I feel like this is finally I found my tribe in the three of you. Amy, we didn't fully establish how you feel about tempeh.
Well, I actually used to love it, and then I became really allergic, so I can't even eat it, and I can't even look at it.
Sister, you're our sister.
So, yeah.
Tempeh makes you ill.
That's what tempeh does that. That said, if there are any tempeh companies who want to sponsor the podcast, we'd be absolutely delighted. Anyway, welcome to you all. It's really lovely to have you here. And breakfast. Are you two questions really? Are you big into breakfast? And also, what's the best vegan food you've eaten recently? Josie, let's start with you, because you've kind of decamped to London for a while. It's a whole new world out there. Are you walking along like it's a sort of vegan version of Enchanted?
A little bit, actually. Everyone kind of uses like fairy language, especially like these accents just really kill me. Oh, I should really watch my mouth. Sorry.
That's fine. I can edit it.
But the full vegan English breakfast, can we talk about that? There's like 17 sides that come on a breakfast. You don't get that in America, especially for a vegan breakfast. We're really slacking. So
yeah, it's a whole
fully intend to steal that.
A SATS vegan pig replacement. Because I guess traditionally you get bacon, which is, I don't know, you take a potato peeler to the back of a pig, and then sausage, which is you just mince up a pig. And then you get blood pudding, which is like you just let a pig bleed out.
What is blood pudding? Ew. Is that actually what it is?
You call it blood sausage. Yeah, it's made of blood. And is it rusk?
Vile.
Is that what it
Absolutely
is?
vile.
I don't know. It's all the bad parts. Though.
It's all of it's.
Oh, it's like the American hot dog.
You're
That's what we call
asking.
that.
You're asking the wrong audience.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Very
Well, we're
true.
not here to
Very true.
dwell on black pudding. That's for sure.
We can move on.
Daniel is dying. Josie, what's the best thing you've eaten then recently?
Oh, recently. I actually went to Borough Market
Uh-huh.
and ate the best samosa of my life. I've eaten 7 samosas from 7 different places, and that was the best one. Don't even know what the name of the market it is. I'm completely unhelpful, but it was the best one.
I love that you've
And
kept
it's-
count of how many samosas you've eaten in your life. You keep count. I think that's cool.
I will. Those are just the ones that I've had in England. I will
okay.
keep count. It's in my diary.
Yeah, the
will
samosa
publish
diaries. Yeah, definitely. Amy, what about you?
So I'm quite close to London here, so I go in quite often for food. One of my favourite places is Wave. We are vegan everything in Hackney. That's one of my favourite places to go. Like everything there is so good.
What's the thing you got to order? Like if you go there for the first time? Like
We've got to have a cake as well. Their desserts are amazing.
Okay.
But it's quite like a healthy vibe. They do really nice kind of like vegetable Buddha bowls with like puffed tofu and loads of like sticky sauce. They're really good. And they do like a peanut butter coffee, which is amazing.
What?
Yeah, incredible.
Because when you were talking about vegetables, my eyes glazed over slightly, but then you came back with peanut butter coffee. And
I
was
brought
like,
it back. Yeah, amazing chocolate things as well. And then crosstown donuts. Like I'm not a donut girl, but crosstown donuts are
dipped
incredible.
into a peanut butter coffee.
Well, that I haven't tried that, but that would be amazing. But yeah, that's probably a couple of the
You
best
haven't done
things I've
that.
eaten recently.
What's the ratio with peanut butter coffee?
I've not seen them make it, but it tastes good. It's a really good, that peanut butter richness, and then like just a really good coffee. They do good coffee there, so that's
And
You need to go.
I do. I do. Daniel, what about you?
Black pudding.
Of course, I know you're a real fiend for that.
Yeah, just I mean pudding that I burnt. By black pudding. No, my favourite meal. I was thinking about my answer to that just now because I'm prepared.
Yeah, me too.
Would be Josie Clements' 5-course tasting menu at the Gatherers in
Okay.
Norwich.
Wow.
There we go. That was my shameless self-promotion for you.
For a heart-stopping split second,
Mutual-
I really
mutual
honestly
plug.
thought you were going to say my favourite meal is Josie Clements. And I was like... And I was going to say I'm confused because I thought you were vegan.
Oh dear.
Great chat. Thanks for a great record, everyone, and goodbye. No, people have been emailing in their droves. You can email too. It's podcast@veganlifemag.com. If you've got a question about any aspect of plant-based cooking, we'll field it to the right people. We know people, okay? I mean, I don't, but Hannah, who puts this podcast together, she knows everybody. And we've got some great questions. Why don't we kick off with Natasha's question, who says, "Can I have a good eggs Benedict recipe, please?" Have any of you had a go at that? I see you nodding, Josie.
Yes, honey. That's
You can't call me honey, it's not vegan. Yes,
actually,
agave.
there is a vegan honey now available by Jack Berry. You can
really?
find it.
Yeah,
on
there's a
Instagram.
few on there. What do
Yeah,
you think of
they're
them? Are
pretty
they any good? Really?
He uses elderflower, so it's basically just man-made honey, but he uses the same process that bees would basically use to create
What,
this
the whole vomiting thing?
honey. Just
I'm actually drinking vegan honey right now.
There you go.
oh wow.
Daniel is trying to shift to coals, and immediately prior to recording this podcast,
Are
ate a
you?
raw chili.
Yeah, and then touched my eye, which is why I look a bit
Perfect.
teary-eyed.
So, Eggs Benedict.
I love Eggs Benedict. I was very sad to see it go when I became vegan, but then I went to the Garden Rooms in Watford, and they made a beautiful Eggs Benedict using vegan mayo as the base, and then thinning it out with lemon juice and some coconut cream. It was fire. So you have, your English muffin with the tofu scramble, and then vegan meat, avocado if you so desire, and then that sauce on top, that thick gravy. Oh my God, it was so good.
Anything using mayonnaise as a base. I mean, I don't want to go into my whole sort of bedtime regimen, but my toothbrushing involves... No. That's a great idea. Amy, have you had a go at Eggs Benedict?
I haven't. Eggs weren't my thing before being vegan, so it's not something I've tried to recreate. I think Pharmacy in London do a really good one though, and I've seen it, and it looks like an egg. It looks very eggy.
Yeah.
But I can't say I've tried it myself. No, I'm more of a scrambled tofu kind of gal.
What was your thing then before you went vegan? How long have you been vegan and what do you miss?
About 4 years vegan, I actually don't miss anything. I was quite a fussy eater before, so I never really liked meat that much. Didn't really like cheese that much. So yeah, I literally miss nothing.
Yeah. Daniel, have you had a go at this?
I've always thought that eggs like smell like someone's, you know,
Done a blow off. Say it.
You know, had gas. So I've always hated eggs.
So you're not a fan of the kalanamak, the black salt then, I'm guessing.
Oh, I love that.
The sulfur.
It's not as bad as eggs. So I would do like a mushrooms Benedict. I would do like fried mushrooms on toast, get like a tablespoon of flour, like 3 tablespoons of olive oil, cook that off like a minute, add some like vegan milk, like a cup, whisk that up, add a bit more olive oil for flavour, bit of salt, mushrooms, boom,
That's a fun
bish
idea.
bash boss.
Yes, I mean, I'm pretty sure that Bosch is trademarked. You don't want to say that, Daniel. In the vegan world. that's-
Bish bash.
You said boss anyway.
Nosh.
I think it's bish bash nosh.
I like it.
Yeah,
Lovely.
it's
Lovely.
a perfect night out. Great. Well, there you go, Natasha. There's some good ideas there. I like the mushroom ideas. Fun. And anything with the mayonnaise base. Come on. Joe says, I'm desperately trying to eat breakfast as a result of being healthier, but I must admit I'm running out of ideas and I find breakfast so boring. How can I jazz up my toast in the morning? Can I have some some simple toppings or spreads? That's interesting. I mean, I think people do get into a bit of a breakfast rut. Amy, do you have a habitual breakfast or do you change it up?
I like to change it up. I think people do get in a rut easily. They're kind of trying to get out the door, aren't you, and start your day.
Yeah.
I switch it up between like yogurt and granola and loads of fruit, or porridge in the winter. Overnight oats are a really good thing. And you can just play around with the flavours like peanut butter or chocolate or berry or vanilla or caramel flavour. There's so much you can do with it.
Yeah.
But specifically toast, I say like peanut butter and banana is really good. I like a protein yogurt on toast with loads of fruit. So if you just mix like your favourite yogurt and your favourite protein powder together, that's always really yummy. Just spread it on toast with like loads of fruit. That's like
Yogurt on toast.
Oh, it's so good, honestly, because you put the protein powder in it, so it tastes of like either chocolate or vanilla, and it's just really thick and creamy. And then I top it with like some figs and berries, and then like a drizzle of like agave or something, and you're good to go.
That to me is wild. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, it's so good. I really recommend.
I mean, are you the kind of person that likes a chocolate dipped strawberry?
Definitely.
Yeah, I thought so.
All day.
See, I can't do that. I can't marry up. Like chocolate to me, it's like it's a warm, unctuous, sort of oily, fatty thing, you know? And a strawberry is a vital, fresh, zingy, acidic, zesty thing. I can't marry those up in my head.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Shame on you.
No.
Honestly, I don't
Shame on
understand
me.
what you
Shame
mean.
on me.
Yeah. Just I don't understand what you mean at all.
Okay. I knew this is my
Chocolate
shortcomings.
goes with everything.
Peanut butter goes with everything.
True.
Including, as I've now learned, coffee. I gotta
Yeah.
try that. That's wild. Okay, yogurt on toast. Daniel, what about you? What do you do with your breakfast?
Well, since I wake up at 6 p.m. every day, it's not a problem. Okay,
Yeah, thank you for doing this so
Dinner.
early in the morning.
you're very welcome. Dinner for breakfast all the time. So forget we've got we're the wrong mindset about breakfast.
Okay.
Right. Okay. It's all about let's have some fruit, let's have some cereal, let's have some toast. Sod that. Dinner for breakfast. I'm talking like curried chickpeas on toast, fried mushrooms with some white wine on toast.
Wow.
Get some like dips, like some baba ganoush, some mahamana, some hummus.
Yeah,
Have whatever. Pasta.
yeah.
Pasta in the morning is the one.
I mean, my kid who has no sort of, social programming at all, sadly. I mean, it's a matter of time before social services get involved. But, he loves pasta for breakfast, fried gnocchi, pearl barley with some yeast flakes and some marge. Josie, what about you? Are you a hearty breakfaster?
Oh, I'm so boring in the morning. But I'm not actually bored of it. It just sounds boring, I think. I like to eat just like so much fresh fruit. I'm not a big breakfast person. I only eat a full English breakfast when I'm hungover or I've overslept and I just need to eat my emotions. But fruit. I just eat like 7 pounds of fruit in the morning. I don't know what to tell you. That's just so satisfying for me.
Really? The full kind of gorilla breakfast, really?
Yes.
There you go, Joe. A good
Pasta
topping
for breakfast.
Yeah, a good topping for your toast will be lasagna.
Yes.
Try to be more Paula Deen about it, if you possibly can. If you don't know who Paula Deen is, well, you've got a world of discovery ahead of you. Gemma says, can I please have some gluten-free breakfast ideas, please? Thank you. How polite. Yes, of course you can. Daniel.
Gluten-free pasta.
Gluten-free pasta.
No. Let's be serious here. Okay. You three.
I do feel like gluten.
You three need to take this more seriously. Okay.
I've always been probably too serious. It's been my biggest problem. And I think we're looking to do a gluten-free episode at some point. I do think it's particularly tough. If you're vegan and you can't have gluten, that is really tough, isn't it?
Ice cream.
Oh,
Definitely.
I love you.
Yes, ice cream for breakfast.
I love you.
Here we go. We're breaking down the walls of the societal BS when it comes to breakfast.
Yeah. We're also going to weigh approximately 200 kilos quite fast.
Yes.
Yeah, let's bring America into this. Let's just make the American diet the new global diet. Yeah,
Smoothies.
great idea.
Smoothies is a good call.
Full English without the bread.
A full English smoothie? Would you go
Yes,
that far?
full English
Of course
smoothie.
you would. I had a feeling.
No. Come on. Let's be serious.
Am I right in thinking oats? Are oats gluten-free?
Yeah.
They are, I think, aren't they?
Only if you get them certified gluten-free.
Yes.
If you're
Okay.
celiac, they need to be certified.
Sure.
But I wouldn't say that breakfast is that hard being gluten-free, to be honest, because you just get oats that are gluten-free and you can get bread that's gluten-free quite easily nowadays.
Yeah.
Smoothies are easy gluten-free, as you said. Smoothie bowls are the same. There's loads of gluten-free granolas out there.
I do love a chia pudding. I got to say, with the chia
naturally
seeds
gluten-free,
and
high protein.
coconut milk or whatever left overnight to thicken. They're pretty
Yeah.
good. Josie, are you big into your gluten? Are you a seitan fiend?
I actually serve seitan, but I am pretty much gluten-free. I'd say I'm a carbaholic, and usually people don't think carbs and gluten-free go hand in hand, but I say eat your weight in potatoes, sweet
Sure.
potatoes. I think that's kind of the move.
Yeah.
Curried sweet potatoes, gingered sweet potatoes, just any kind of sweet potato is the sweet
potato for
me.
breakfast.
Heck yeah!
Yes. That actually is a good idea.
Sweet potato, mash it up with some brown sugar, cinnamon. If you don't want to go the sugary American route, you can also just put peanut butter, almond butter, crushed nuts, a little bit of maple syrup, vegan honey, whatever the heck kind of sweetener you'd
Sure.
like.
I know you're going to judge me, and you should. Like with sweet potato, I don't want it as a sweet, as a dessert, because it's too earthy. You know what I mean? Like if I'm having a dessert, I want caramel, I want chocolate, I want peanut butter, I want beautiful, exquisite, clarified fats. But, sweet potatoes has still got that kind of, don't forget I grew in soil. It's got that kind of note running through it. Whereas, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even an ordinary potato I'd rather have sweetened. We did sweet fried gnocchi on this podcast once, and that was really good. So I'd rather have there's a fun sweet note to my potato in this savory dish. I would go savory with sweet potato.
For you, I'm holding space for what you're saying and what you're feeling.
I really appreciate that.
I just absolutely could not disagree more. But I'm hearing you. I'm holding space.
I appreciate your valiant attempt to maintain a really good energy in this podcast, but my job is to smash it to pieces. Great thoughts. Gemma, I hope that helps, and I promise you we will, at some point soon, really try to address gluten-free because I do really feel for the celiacs here. Another Jake has emailed, unless it was me drunk, but I don't think so, who says, on Instagram, you see a lot of acai bowl recipes and they look amazing and really yummy. However, the fruit that is used is always super expensive, like dragon fruit or goji berries. Is there a yummy fruit combo for acai bowls that won't cost a lot of money? I hear you. I mean, I think there's a lot of people getting a little frustrated perhaps with Instagram just lately because it's all style and decreasing substance, where you're right, there are some premium sort of ingredients being used. I mean, dragon fruit doesn't even really taste of anything, does it?
Nope.
Josie?
No. It tastes like maybe vanilla. Daniel, what would you say?
I think dragon fruit is as bland as a lot of the people posting their acai bowls with dragon fruit.
Motion carried. Well done. Here.
Sorry, guys.
Well, luckily I didn't post an acai bowl today, so...
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
No!
Yeah.
I'm about to get
joking.
cancelled!
I didn't.
Okay, phew. Okay, phew.
Smoothie bowl days are over for me. So.
Josie, what are your favourite budget fruits?
Is there Costco in England?
Yes.
I don't know what these people are talking about, to be honest with you, respectfully to the viewer who
Certainly respect.
submitted the question.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
honestly, Costco.
I
live
First
off
for dragon
of,
fruit. That's their slogan, isn't it?
You can get any bulk frozen fruit that you want at a good rate. I don't know about England's prices, but in America, we can get frozen fruit at a bargain rate.
I think you make a really good point about the frozen fruit, though. Frozen fruit is a really good way to go because it is so much cheaper, and you only use the bit that you want per bit without it. You know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
Amy? You've had some acai bowl action going on, right?
Yeah, well, so technically if it is going to be an acai bowl, you do need some acai in there.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to buy the frozen, it's not super expensive to buy the frozen like acai pulp, but or you can just buy like acai powder.
Yeah.
And so like one packet will last you quite a few months even if you're having it every day. So I'd say
Yeah.
if you want to actually add in some acai, just buy the powder.
Yes.
But yeah, loads of frozen berries. That's what I put in my smoothie bowls, just like loads of frozen berries, banana, both of which are quite cheap, especially if you're buying like a 2 kilo frozen bag.
Yeah.
And then you can just jazz it up with any flavours. But I'd say the bulk would be, frozen berries instead, because you get that same kind of vibe as you would with like a fresh acai bowl.
I don't really know anything about acai. I don't know the difference between acai and a goji berry. All right, that's how much of a low rent guy I am. So tell me.
Not judging, totally judging.
Judge
They
away.
are
It's fine. It's too late.
super high in antioxidants. I don't know the actual kind of numbers or anything. They are really, really good for you, and I think they definitely had their movement a couple of years ago, especially, and they're very trendy, and they're in all the kind of cool cafes and stuff. They are very, very good for you, like acai berries. But then if you eat loads of normal berries, that's also really good for you. So I would say just make a normal frozen berry smoothie bowl, and if you want to buy some acai powder, then great, but like you're probably doing a lot better for you by just having loads of other fruits anyway, rather than spending like £20 on some acai that you have every now and again.
Yeah.
Like just do a Josie and have loads of fruit for breakfast and you'll be fine.
When you talk about smoothie bowls, how do you make a smoothie bowl?
Just throw everything into a blender with hardly any liquid so that it keeps it really thick. So I would do loads of frozen berries, banana, probably some spinach, maybe frozen courgette, which is really good for a really thick, creamy texture.
Oh, wow.
And you don't even taste it.
That's a good call.
It just adds like a really nice texture.
Yeah.
And that would probably be the base. Maybe add some protein powder if you want to add some protein.
Yeah.
Added some chia seeds, flax seeds. Add some cacao if you want it to taste like chocolate.
Say peanut butter. Please say
and
peanut
then-
butter. Please say peanut
Well,
butter.
I
Please say
prefer peanut butter on top. That was my next thing, because then you put it into a bowl so it's really thick.
Yeah.
If you put it inside,
Yeah.
you don't notice it as much. You don't get that like
Yeah.
stick to the
And if
roof
it's
of
on
your mouth
top, you
thing.
can just gently, very
Keep
delicately
pouring.
scoop it off the top and then throw away the rest. Is that
Oh, and
right?
just eat peanut butter.
Brilliant.
But no, I think toppings are really important though on an acai
He
bowl
hates peanut
as
butter.
well.
Top,
So
top,
yeah,
tip, top.
granola,
Yeah. Tip top
granola,
toppings.
peanut butter, maybe some extra fruit.
Brilliant. And probably ice cream in Daniel's case. Daniel.
Pasta.
Yeah.
Pasta.
Lasagna. So
No, I would go like really sharp. Like I would go like pineapple, maybe some like Granny Smith apple, Obviously frozen berries, kiwi. Then I'd like maybe add some like coconut cream on there as well.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, yeah.
That's got some fun zing going on.
Yeah, we like a bit of zing.
Yeah, I like, and cutting it with the coconut milk too. Yeah.
I want my food to taste like a Scissor Sisters song.
Crikey. I feel like I'm the only person listening to this who knows what you mean by that.
Yeah, yeah, I think you might be.
Do I get an exemption here?
Do you seriously not know? Do you not know who
Josie
the Scissor
wasn't
Sisters
born
are?
when the Scissor Sisters came out.
Stop.
Take your mama out all night, gonna show what it's all about. You don't know the Scissor Sisters? That's outrageous.
I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to edit this. So,
I don't know how you're gonna do it.
no.
I don't think you should.
It's time for us to maybe take a breath and ask the question we've been asking since the inception of this cursed project. Yes, what do you do with tofu? This is a free pass, doesn't have to be breakfast. It's literally if I pressed a warm pack of tofu into your hand, other than you saying this really should be in the fridge, what would you do with a block of tofu? Daniel, let's start with you.
Smoke it, slice it, turn it into bacon. When I say smoke it, I don't mean like
I was going to say it always falls out the end of the papers. Yeah.
So buy it smoked.
Yes.
I would press it, curry it, marinate it in like a sort of like maybe like a Jamaican curry mix, and then grill it. Turn it into tofish.
How do you do your tofish?
His tofish is amazing.
Mine's line caught. My tofish.
Yeah. Is it bluefin tofish?
It's no. It's Scottish free roaming tofish.
Great.
No, I marinate it overnight. Loads of lemon, loads of caper juice, loads of nori flakes, like chili beer batter. Definitely chili beer batter.
That's nice.
Loads of tartar sauce. Or maybe like tofish goujons with like chimichurri. Mix it up, have it in a taco.
Can I tell you how I make mine?
Yeah, go on. Dave.
So I slice mine really, like I turn it into like a sandwich effectively, right? So 2 thin layers of tofu.
Yes.
And in between, I'll put either like a sort of a pesto-y thing or chopped capers. And then I'll tie it together with some blanched spring onion. So like a long string of that, and I'll tie it together, and then I'll batter that, and then I'll fry it. And it means when you eat, like you bite into it, it's not just.
Honey. You're
Well,
fancy.
I'm a classy bird. I like to think I don't kiss. Amy, what would you do with a block of tofu?
Well, it depends if it's extra firm or silken tofu. But if it's silken tofu, then I love to make like a chocolate tart. It's like my favourite dessert. And no, I don't tell anyone it's tofu in there because no one would eat it.
No.
But so good, so thick and creamy. So I do
How
like
do you do
a
it?
chocolate
What do you do?
orange tart.
How do you do it?
You literally, so make your tart base however you want. And then for the filling, just add the pack of silken tofu and melted chocolate and just blend it together until it's just so thick and creamy. And then just pour it into the tin and let it set in the fridge or freezer.
Gorgeous.
And that's it. So literally just tofu and melted chocolate. And you can also make that just into a chocolate mousse. It's delicious. So good.
Epic.
I
mean,
and no one needs to know it's like a bit healthy.
And you can just drink it from the bowl.
Oh yeah.
If you really want
Yeah,
to.
lick the blender bowl definitely.
I would, yeah. Do switch off the blender first. Top tip.
Yeah. Chopped it. Yeah.
Josie, what do you do with tofu?
This is the issue, is that I don't.
Yeah, we've had this before. I know. We're gonna slam into the
I
brick
know
wall of this.
I'm so absolutely
It's
useless
okay.
when it comes to
You're
tofu.
not used
but,
to yeah.
you know, the first instinct that I have is just to make tofu ricotta because I just can't stand tofu, to be honest. You guys hate tempeh. I'm not particularly a fan of tofu.
It's okay.
But I will say, Daniel, your tofu and chips.
And I actually also don't like tofu, by the way. So
Really?
But you just serve
Yeah.
it to people. Because
Yeah.
you know
I really
love
thought.
it.
But I make it work. I make it work.
I really thought
Thank
I
you
found
for
my
doing
brother
that
with the
work
whole
for us.
tempeh thing,
Yes.
and then learning that you also don't like tofus.
But it's not the same as tempeh.
a little
Because
bit
I will eat
devastating.
tofu. I make
Yeah.
it good. I think it comes from a history of how bad tofu used to be. No one ever did anything with it.
Yeah.
now it's not so bad.
I'm always the first to tell you that a healthy diet's the most important thing. Am I right, guys? No, but it is. There are some nutrients, though, that can be difficult to get when you're plant-based. That's why I take Vivo Life's vegan vitamin B12, omega-3 and D3 daily. Did you know? It's been reported that 98% of us are not consuming enough omega-3. Vivo Life's omega-3 is made from sustainably grown algae, not fish, so it doesn't harm marine life. And because it comes from algae, it also doesn't contain any of the nasty heavy metals like mercury, which you often find, sadly, in fish. And finally, their omega-3 comes in liquid form, rather than those gigantic capsules. That means the omega-3 is consumed by your body in a more direct way, and it's stronger and more potent than almost any other omega-3. The best thing of all is that I know all of their products are made with natural ingredients I can trust. So if you're interested in trying their plant-based supplements, then you can use my code, VEGANLIFE, all one word, to get 10% off your first purchase on the vivolife.co.uk website. Emily has asked, when you think of Tofu Scramble, it feels very book one, page one of veganism. I know what you're saying. But listening to the show, I've got so many amazing tofu scramble recipes. How does the panel jazz up their tofu scramble? Well, Josie, you jazz it up by dumping it,
throwing it
in
away.
the bin. Yeah, fine.
Feeding it to my dog and watching her lick it off the floor. That's very.
Is your dog into tofu?
Oh, she's pretty much into anything.
Okay.
She's a lab. She's very fat. I feed her.
Amy, do you do tofu scramble? And what's your go-to?
Yeah, I love it actually.
Yeah.
I used to just be very kind of classic and would do turmeric, smoked paprika, a bit of like tamari and nutritional yeast and like fry that off. But then I recently, there's that pesto egg trend on Instagram. I did that but with scrambled tofu and it was so good, like so delicious. So just add like a couple of tablespoons of your favourite pesto into the pan, let that heat up, and then just add the scrambled tofu in a bowl. Just pour it in and let it cook in the pesto. And it was so delicious, like so simple, but I was so pleasantly surprised. Yeah. And then add a bit of black sea salt as well for that like egginess.
Sure.
So good.
If there's one thing Daniel loves, it's a good eggy honk.
Eggy honk.
Eggy honk at hotmail.com. What you're not keen on tofu, you probably don't do much of a scramble. What would you do though to make it good?
I would put it in a taco.
Put it in a taco as a top tip.
I'd have it in a taco with like guac and jalapenos, bit of coriander, bit of salsa. I'd have it on toast with like jerk barbecue sauce.
It's one of those things. It's sort of like saying, what should I have with bread? It's like almost anything you want. Whatever flavors you like. If you want to go green Thai curry with it, you could do that, right?
Why not?
Whatever kind of, you could stick some tom yum paste in there. You could go Mexican. You could whatever
add some
kind of
beans. Put it in a wrap. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Kunali says, what's the best way to veganize an omelet? Well, we've touched on omelets before, and obviously they're not a million miles away from a tofu scramble.
Pick me.
I'll pick you, Josie.
Okay. Aquafaba, flour, salt, sugar, a little bit of baking powder to make basically a crepe omelet. It's like a sweet, savory omelet. It's brilliant.
Okay, whoa! I really want to unpick this a little bit. Is this all-purpose flour, like standard plain flour?
I would use bread flour or pastry flour. Yeah.
Okay.
Something that has higher protein in it.
Yeah. With aquafaba, the chickpea water stuff.
Yes.
Some sugar and some salt. And some baking powder.
Just throw your dry ingredients in there and add enough aquafaba until you get it into the consistency of when you would scramble an egg. If you've never seen a scrambled egg before, make it look like runny mucus, and then you'll have
runny mucus. That's a really exciting idea. I want to try that. And so then you just sort of fry it, stirring it to kind of break it up?
Yeah, just get the biggest nonstick skillet that you possibly can. Spread out a thin layer onto the pan, let it bubble, flip it, put your toppings in, fold it.
Nice.
That's it.
That's a great idea.
I would highly recommend cooking it in vegan butter so it gets kind of like crispy.
Oh, yeah.
And caramelized. Yeah, I think I might have to make that for dinner. Right.
I I think
Do
you
you
might.
seriously not know who the Scissor Sisters are, Josie?
I'm 25 years old. I lived under a rock. Basically been
Terrifying,
working
isn't
my
it?
A off my entire life since I was 16. No, I don't know who it is, okay? I don't know anything.
I wish you had the licensing budget to play some Scissor
Yeah,
Sisters
we don't.
right now.
I've got a sound alike I could play you that's
yeah, go
copyright
on.
free if you want.
Go on then.
I had a go.
Do you actually have a really?
Yeah. This is when I worked at Six Music.
This is so niche.
It goes like this.
Oh,
Wow, Daniel is
Very
always-
animated.
always ready to party.
You should have seen it.
We can see the split in your trousers, Daniel. Sit down. Okay, that's the end of that. That's a top idea. Amy, what about you? Do
Mine
you
would be quite similar, actually, but I always use chickpea flour.
Right.
So I make, again, like a thick, thin batter.
Yeah.
So just chickpea flour, a bit of apple cider vinegar, a bit of baking powder, whisk that together, maybe with some like salt and pepper, and then add in enough water to make your batter. And then again, fry it off in like a non-stick pan in like good vegan butter. And yeah, just cook it like an omelette, but it just like bubbles a bit like a normal one, and then just like flip it over. But yeah, chickpea flour is my favourite.
Nice.
Really easy to find in supermarkets as well.
Top tips.
Nice.
Daniel, and your broken trousers.
you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly what Amy said.
Yeah.
Because I obviously make scrambled omelette, vegan omelette all the time. So I think Amy's recipe is the best.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Thanks.
we can improve on that.
I'm going to put in however, being a typical man, I'm going to try and, dominate, because that's what we do. It's pathetic, isn't it? No, but I would put in a shout out for Richard Makin, who we've had on this podcast, and Anton Petrov, and you can combine their recipes for a kind of omelette. So Richard Makin takes those bean curd sheets. I can't remember the name of them.
Oh my gosh.
You know
The
those things?
Tofu skin, yes.
Tofu skins, yeah. So you soak those a little bit until they soften, and then you kind of break them up. And so they've got a kind of texture, a kind of slightly eggy texture, sort of slightly chewy, the way omelettes can go when you slightly overcook them maybe. Anton Petrov suggests making a chickpea slurry, which you then ferment. So it's, I think, 1 part chickpea flour to 4 or 5 parts water. Leave it for 5 days to kind of start bubbling
I'll
away.
be very hungry.
Then you stir it in. Mix those two together, fried in vegan butter, and it will blow your mind. Okay?
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good
I'm
stuff.
going to try the fermented one. I love chickpea flour.
It really changes the flavours, like, in a really exciting way. I strongly recommend it. Sarah says, bagels or crumpets? Oh. Josie?
Definitely a big fan of the crumpets. Big fan.
Yeah.
How about a crumpet bagel?
I feel like crumpets an afternoon pursuit. Bagels are great for the morning. Let's press on. Amy,
I'm just going with the actual food.
thank you. Good.
I like
good.
both, but I hardly ever have them. I'd say I often have cravings for a bagel, but I don't buy them because I can't bother to eat 5. So,
Right.
A good sourdough crumpet, they're really good though.
I've never
you've
had
ever tried them.
sourdough. No.
Sourdough crumpets are good. They sell them at Aldi. They're really good.
Do they?
They do.
Are they vegan?
And yeah, vegan.
Amazing.
Obviously not sponsored, but
Yeah.
really good.
I mean, you gotta love crumpet. Like, just the way the little holes fill up with the butter. Daniel?
Yeah, but then it gets your plate really messy.
Yeah,
and
that's the best bit. Then you can put your finger in it afterwards.
And just lick it up.
Yeah. Daniel, how are you getting on? This would be like a 12-minute long episode, this one.
I actually loved crumpets and bagels equally, and can't choose. So maybe just stick a hole in a crumpet. Maybe get a bagel, get a crumpet, put the crumpet in the middle of the bagel.
Oh, okay.
A carb sandwich.
Yeah.
Listen,
Like a cronut. We're talking
Yeah.
about a baypet.
I have
Yes.
something to say about the bagels here.
Yes. Oh.
Uh-oh, here we
Uh-oh.
go.
They're not good, are they?
I've been to New York, I've been to Chicago, I've been to Detroit, I've been to San Francisco, I've had bagels at all those places. Just don't waste your time with the bagels here.
Have
Just
you
let
been
it go.
have you tried one from Brick Lane?
Yes, actually.
Oh.
Brick
okay.
Lane, Borough Market.
Still not
Spitalfields, no.
Still not. No.
No.
Oh,
No.
crow.
Just throw it away. Just stick to your crumpets. I'm sure you're doing something right.
Stick to your British crumpets.
Back away from the bagels slowly.
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, didn't that fly by? We've come to the end of the questions.
Have we?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Which is a big relief.
Kind of sad.
Thank you all so much for taking part and for bravely staggering through that. I feel like just through some kind of internet osmosis, we all got drunk, but we didn't. Where can we find you and the work you are doing? Josie, let's start with you.
I'd say Instagram is probably the best channel. Vegan Chef Josie. Check out my IGTV, my reels, my highlights for sure.
Sure, the ones with Daniel in at the Gatherers. Yeah.
Absolutely. You will see the show of a lifetime that you all missed.
Wow.
And
Don't
you
do
should just
that.
watch it as many times. Share it across all platforms.
Yeah. Screen
But there's
grab
a lot of good
as
stuff
much as
there.
you can. Perfect.
Yes.
Top tips. I think we'll all be checking that out.
My career is over.
Amy,
Oh no,
where...
it's beginning. Just beginning.
Yeah, it's just a very new
different
direction.
career.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
new direction.
Daniel, where
It is
can we find you and your work?
So basically, you can just sort of summon me by singing Filthy Gorgeous by the Scissor Sisters, and I will just appear.
Right.
Or what you could do is you could come to my restaurant in Norwich, The Gatherers, or follow me on Instagram, Daniel Farrow _ I think. And then I sometimes post what I'm up to on there.
Yeah. On a good
I
day.
think you're just Daniel Farrow. I don't think you have it.
No,
in
that
this
is
work.
who I am.
Very good. And Amy, where can we find you?
So I'm nourishing.amy on Instagram, and my website is www.nourishingamy.com. That's where you find all my recipes, my latest work, my photos, everything like that, and all the links you need. Yeah, are on there.
Amazing.
On my website.
And how do you find? I'm just curious because you're a food stylist as well as a chef and stuff. Because I find that's the bit that I fall down on. Like, what are your top tips on food styling?
Gosh, it does take a lot of time and learning.
Yeah.
I guess it's just something I've developed while photographing the food, has definitely been just learning to style it.
Yeah.
I guess just try and make it look as pretty as possible, but like someone else can recreate it at home. I think that's how I try and approach my food styling. I want it to look like, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
But there's loads of messy bits around the side to show that I have just made it and it's not like pitch perfect.
I've got yeah.
But yeah, just think about your colours as well in what you're plating up, and how they're all going to match. And I like my food to be quite vibrant. So
I've got to say, your photography is wow and amazing. And from what I can see scrolling through, a healthy representation of peanut butter there.
yeah,
It
definitely.
does look amazing.
Very, very good to see.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys, this has been catastrophic and a lot of fun. It's been great. I really have. I've loved every minute. Thanks so much for coming on. I hope we can have all of you on again. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and share. Tell everybody, because we can't. It's down to you. All right. This is sort of vigilante podcast growth. We don't have any budget for any billboards, so if you don't tell anybody, it's not going to grow, and then we'll have to pack up and we'll have to go home. All right, I'm taking the football home if you don't tell everybody about it. All right, thanks. You can email us podcast@veganlifemag.com. Veganlifemag.com is where you can buy a subscription to the magazine, or you can just go to a shop, or you can download the app. I think that's everything. My name's Jake Yap. I'm going to say goodbye now. Okay, goodbye.
I regret 90% of the things I've said.
That's
not bad, to be honest. I generally...
Normally it's around 98, 99. So actually I'm doing well.
Yeah. That's good going. Well done. You guys, that was so much fun. I feel like we should all go for drinks now.
This has been a Swanburst Media production.